Hi, this is Madeline from Spiritual Rebirth Tarot, and today we want to be talking about the next 3 days in September, the 5, 6, and 7, September 5, 6, and 7, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll be taking a look at the first chakra, the base chakra, and so the words for that, it's always hard for me to pronounce for some reason, but Muladhara. So Mula is root, and Adhara means support or base. So it's the root chakra, the base chakra, the support, the grounding that we're looking for in our lives. And so it's nice to start with that grounding. So some of the things that you'll be doing for those 3 days is you'll be wearing red, you'll be eating red, you'll eat a lot of proteins. You can kind of think of like a keto diet for like 3 days, you know, where there's a lot of protein. If you eat meat, then you can eat like red meat. If you don't eat meat, you can have like tofus, and add a bunch of red chili. Here in New Mexico, lots of chili, oh yummy. Anyway, so whatever works for you for the red kind of stuff, we're looking at having something that's lead. If you have it, some of the red stones like red jasper, red agate, brown or red type stones, I think that it's talked about. So I posted this yoga sequence for your root chakra. Now it talks a lot more about a lot more things than just the yoga sequence. So at the end, she actually does give a yoga sequence. So if you do a lot of yoga, there is a sequence that you can go on. It's posted both in a Spiritual Rebirth Tarot page and my private group. And so these different poses, easy pose, child pose, garland pose, standing forward bend, mountain pose, warrior 2, and bridge pose. Anyway, so all these things can kind of help you to ground your chakra. Now let's say that yoga isn't your thing. You can still do movements that have to do with your feet on the ground, both feet on the ground, a sense of balance, a sense of grounding. And then of course meditation during this time is really important. There's a meditation that she has on this, a tree meditation, which is really cool. So I want to try to do that for the next 3 days. You should spend 20 minutes in meditation if you can. That's your goal. So let's say you can do 5, then do 5. If you can do 20, do 20. If you can do 3 hours, good luck and glad for you. So anyway, obviously meditation can be standing there doing your dishes, letting your mind completely go and think about the trees, and your breath, and maybe just be thinking about your feet, standing on the ground while you're washing the dishes. So you can find times in your life that you can be thinking about grounding. So this chakra is at the base of the spine, the perineum. So right at the very base, it has to do with the adrenal glands. And so some of the things, the interesting thing about the chakras is the energies of the chakra don't just affect your mentality. So, and then a couple more things about it. Ganesha is the goddess of grounding and support, and also of protection. And one time I was talking to a friend, this Hindu, and I was saying, we're looking for protection, especially as empaths, to have this wall of protection around us, so that things don't stick to us that we don't want there, and don't have to get rid of them all the time. And so she was saying, well, the god, Lord Ganesha, this this god with the elephant head, and the elephant is grounding, makes sense. This large earthly creature with the 4 legs, and in the spirit deck, it has to do with thinking about the past, so the family, those kind of grounding aspects. So Ganesha, so I was like, you know what? I think that is somebody that, if you're the kind of person that will only looks at one God, then there's God, the source in heaven. If you see God and the lesser gods, then one of the lesser gods you might look to is Lord Ganesha for both this grounding, but also for protection. And I have found that when I go to really difficult places for me, thinking of him kind of like surrounding me and protecting me with this, I kind of think of the pink, but in this case red light of grounding protection is going to come from that source. Now everyone looks at things differently, but for me, I see it as, the Hindus have Lord Ganesha, and other, the Druids have another, Celtic god. It may be that a lot of those gods actually are the same god in different manifestations based on where we're coming from in the world. But that's just one theory. So when we're looking at this chakra, some of the things, when it's unbalanced, we can have addictive behavior, avoidance of intimacy, lack of self-worth, and a hostile relationship to the world. So when you are in balance, you're going to allow yourself to be more vulnerable, and that'll be easier in relationships, but also out in the world to be more authentic and vulnerable in the way that you are relating to people. And then also you'll be able to ask what you can learn from adversity, value yourself, and accept yourself as a whole. So accepting yourself as a whole. So I do really think of this grounding chakra as being your coming up from the earth to your whole body. So also so the thing I was trying to say and I didn't finish saying was, not only does the chakra have to do with the mental stuff, which this is talking about, but it also has to do with the physical stuff. So it's the endocrine system, if you're having problems with that, if you're having problems with the base of the spine, that's where a lot of times the pain in the lower back is because you're worrying about money. So a lot of these things can kind of go together, and it can be a physical thing and a emotional thing and a mental thing. So these energies in the body don't just relate to the spiritual or the physical, but to both. So the affirmations you can say at this time: I am grounded, I am safe, I am steady and strong, I have the right to be here, I'm exactly where I need to be, I have enough and I am enough, I ground myself with the ease of my breath. So when you're meditating, if you're holding your thumb and first finger, then the mudra, so that will be part of having that grounding. Then you could do the tree meditation that she talks about. So as far as herbs, the herb that you want to, so metals, you want to try to have some lead, and I think I usually just end up with a lead pencil. That's about all I have for lead, but you could do some writing with a lead pencil, and then the cedar, frankincense, Sheila's frankincense, patchouli, and I think there was one other herb, and cedar. So, you know, kind of for the ending, you're journaling with this lead pencil. What keeps me grounded? What makes me feel secure? What nourishes me? What am I afraid of people knowing about me? If I felt secure and grounded with myself, I would do such and such. If I knew I wouldn't fail, I would. And so the thing I always like to think of, you know, Mother Earth, she's there under our feet, supporting us with every step we take. And when we fall, she's there to catch us. And so we can be grateful for that as we move along in our lives. So this next 3 days, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, we'll be looking at the base or root chakra. So be sure and wear that red, you know, eat those proteins, smell that cedar right with your lead pencil, and think about and meditate on the grounding in your life. Okay, take care.